Good morning and welcome to the Big Bear Yarns podcast, episode number 16. I'm Anna, the dye behind Big Bear Yarns. You can find me, I'll put the links in the description where you can find me, there's no point going through all that every time. This is my podcast where I'll talk about anything I've been knitting or crocheting, the main fibre crafts I do, dyeing as well. And I'm a yarn dyer. I don't think I actually said that, but yeah, I dye yarn. And I'll just show what I've been up to and reading and watching. Let's get on with it. Let's get a quick sip of water. Sorry, I should have done that before I started recording, but I've started this video too many times, so I'm just going to crack on. I'm wearing a cardigan right now because I don't like showing off my arms, and this dress does show them off, but if I get too hot I'll take it off because who cares really. So I have got some finished items this week and I've left them all the way over here, so let me just grab them. I've also done that thing that I do where I've switched my phone around, so I'm meant to be looking at this end, but for the last couple of ones I've been in this end, so I'm probably going to get that wrong, but there we are. So these socks are finished. They're pretty much matching, and as far as, you know, you can get soft patterning socks to match without, like, you know, measuring things out, but they pretty much match. There's slightly less yellow on this one than this one. I don't remember which one I did first, but I don't know, even like the toes have kind of mostly matched up within like a few rounds. These I was slightly organised today, quite proud of myself. Not the way it normally goes, but I did bring over, I say that now, but where is it? Hold on. I really did think I brought them over. Did I not bring them over? What is happening? Honestly, I picked them up and I brought them round so I could show. But where are they? Did I put them somewhere else? I probably put them somewhere else. Hold on, let me see if I've got them somewhere nearby. Oh, yeah. Gosh. They were underneath my other things. I knew I had them because I had a distinct memory. I'm very scatterbrained, as anyone will know who's watched previous episodes. But I had a distinct memory of picking this up because normally, as you'll know, I finish a pair of socks and then put the scraps into the bowl all the way across the room. Now I don't remember that. I need to remember what they are for the episode. So I have remembered this time. So I've got 2 little cakes left. I don't remember why I've got it in 2 cakes though. I do remember. I have them in 2 cakes because there was a big knot in the yarn, so I had to cake it up into 2 cakes, and I knit with the bigger one, so I probably got about 50 grams or so left of it. This is in Stylecraft Head Over Heels Walking in Nature. Ah, yeah, I did it. In the shade 3117, Dilly Dally. I don't even know if it focuses when I do that because it's just my iPhone, but you know, give it a go. So yeah, I did those. These are for my mum. Let me just go through what they are. So they are knit on 2.5mm DPNs. I think I did these ones, not that it really matters that much, on the Knit Pro Zing, which are the red DPNs. 64 stitches. Cuff down, a 2x2 rib. I'm sorry if everything just jogged, but Dita just bashed into the table, and I've got you quite precariously balanced on on a box of the UV nail varnishes, and then this like these trays that you put puzzle pieces in when you're doing a jigsaw, and then like a pretty tin box, and then the box my wool winder comes in, and then the stand for my iPhone. So yeah, if there's any wobbling, that's the reason. I did, I think, about 50, this looks more like 40, I did 20 rounds for the cuff, about 40 for the leg. I did heel flap and gusset, slip stitch heel, and heel turn and the gusset. I did the heel flap and the heel turn in a contrast colour, which is a Stylecraft tonal, but they are discontinued, so there's not much point in giving you too much information about them. They're good. I mean, I don't know why they've been discontinued, because they're good. They're lovely neutrals for things like that. Well, not all of them are neutrals. There's a very, oh, hold on a second, let me grab you. Dita, baby, could you stop that, please? Dita, hey, bub, could you just stop? Sorry about that. I'm getting quite warm. I think the cardigan's going to have to come off. And then I do 60 rounds, including the gusset decreases, for my mum's foot. These were socks number, oh for goodness sake, Dita, please stop. Just go up and put your bum over there and stop leaning against the table. Really am sorry about that. Should I start again? Probably. I will not though. She's lucky she's cute. I don't know why she has to always lean against the table to scratch herself. There's plenty of other places in the room. She's honestly, come in. She's lucky, she's cute. Dita Pie, baby, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Just come here. This is Bubs. She's a naughty girl. Look how cute she is though. Look at that face. Oh. She is lucky she's so cute though, because sometimes she's a pain. Aren't you, Bubs? Yeah. Sometimes you are the pain. I know. I love you. You try and sit here now. You just sit down here. There you go. Sorry for the interruption, but yeah, you got to see a cute dog, so yeah. That's really all I can say about those, nothing else to say. And then I did finish another pair of socks, which are still on the blockers, not because they're still blocking, but I just haven't taken them off yet. They were drying over the weekend. This is my, are you guys at an angle? Maybe you are. Yeah, it might be better, might not be. You think these cameras should come with like a level in? That would be very useful, Apple, if you wanted to do that. Pop a little level, like a little spirit level at the top, so we can check we're level, you know? Why has no one done that? Okay, Journey of Oldstones, finished. These are for me. I had thought about doing them for my mum, because she'll love the colours, but I wanted them for myself. I do have some left, so if I pick maybe even like a deep red tonal, like a oh, even like, I'm not going to use this one because they're for a project, like Hecate's Hearth. I think that could make beautiful socks, but I've caked those up for my crochet cardigan. So these are for me. They were knit 2.5mm DPNs, 2x2 rib. I think I did 40 rounds for the leg, slip stitch heel, heel turn, and then 70 rounds for the foot. And then just, I always do the toe from the Crazy Sock Ladies, vanilla socks on DPNs. I always do that toe. I haven't even really tried doing another toe, because these ones are absolutely fine, and then if it ain't broke, why fix it? So these ones are done, and they are, I dyed it, so you know, can't be 100% trusted to be objective, but to me, perfect, perfection. Look at the distribution of that dye. They do show up a little bit more. The light tones, like the light grey, shows up a lot more on camera than it does in real life. Yeah, this is close to how it looks in real life, when the lighter tones don't pop quite as much. But look at that. Oh, my nails don't look too bad actually, so I just did them. But I won't go for a black nail today because I'm gonna show you my new yarn, and I thought the nails will go with it. Yeah, so I still have one skein of Jenny of Oldstones in my shop. We're on Merino nylon sock. It is one of my favourites actually. It's this like mauvey colour with pink and golden tones, and then big like patches of dark grey. Yeah, this one, I still have one in my shop at the moment. Until the temperature in the UK goes down, I will not be dyeing, because my kitchen can easily hit 40 degrees, and I'm not dyeing. I'm not dyeing out there, because I will die if I do. So that to say, I will be having a sale, because it's my birthday in July, and the first week of July is my birthday, so I'm going to be having a shop-wide sale for the UK only, unfortunately. I think I will be doing one for the rest of the world, but that will be, so the UK will be 30% off almost everything in my shop. The only things that will not be on sale are anything that's added today and onwards. So everything that's in the shop as of Monday the 30th of June, that is not a dyed to order listing, will be included in the sale. All my patterns, all my yarns. Anything that's added after the 30th of July will be full price, and it will be 30% off everything. I mean, and I won't, that's to say that if there's only one of something and you want it, it's going to be 30% off in July, and I won't be dyeing again during the sale. So if you want it at 30% off, get it while it's there. So yeah, I think I'll do like a 10 or 15% off sale for the rest of the world for July. I'll put the details in the description down below of what I've done for the for the rest of the world with the sale. So they're the only finished items I have. I'm just taking another sip of water. Just gonna move these things out of the way so I don't get distracted. Whew, it's getting quite hot in this cardi. I keep going for a bit longer. Okay, well, as I've been showing socks, I'll just finish showing the socks and then we can get on with the other bits. I think will be the best thing. I left that over there, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, let me just get these out. Oops, daisy. Okay. So, I believe I've made progress on most of my socks, if not all. I don't take notes when I record, so I don't really always remember if I've actually made progress. Should I make notes? Yeah, probably. Am I going to? No. This is episode number 16. I haven't taken notes for the previous 15, I really doubt that I'm going to suddenly start taking notes and remembering all the things. Highly doubtful. So I'm on sock number 1. I'm doing this, knitting these, oh, the camera's this end this time. These are the Addy Premium 2.5mm 10cm DPNs. They are very short. They are 50% less than the others. And I don't get any of, I used to get real twinges down this finger from holding the knitting needles. But because I use so many different types of needle, I think that really helps, because these ones are much shorter. Also, the metal's always different in the different needles you use. So I would recommend, if you're getting any sort of like nerve pain, twinges or anything, to try different types of needles on your different projects, because some of them I've got some wooden ones. The wooden ones are my favourite. I have said that before, but if you're new, the Knit Pro Symphony needles feel the best. The wood is just so smooth, so like soft feeling, like it feels really soft on your fingers. But I have a habit of just being interrupted when I'm knitting, chucking my project bag or my knitting down wherever I've been sitting, going to do what I was distracted with, coming back and just plonking myself back down on top of my knitting and snapping all my needles. You know, they're 2.5mm thickness. They aren't going to stand up to my backside landing on them. So I broke so many of them that I've only got one set left, and I've had to switch to metal ones, so I don't have that. For thicker needles, I still prefer wood, but for the thin ones, it's too expensive. So this is a Paintbox yarn, I think. Let me show you it before I talk about it. Isn't that pretty? I'll show you the back because that's got no stitch markers on it. It's very pretty colours. I decided to go for a contrast heel flap and turn. I love a heel turn. Look at the magic of a heel turn. Look. It gets me every time. I love it. Look at the magic. You knit flat. I mean, I've knit so many socks. Like, I didn't even say what numbers those last ones. What did I? Oh gosh. That's what I was thinking of, and then I got distracted. Okay, so these ones were number 27 for the month. 28? No, 27. And then the Jenny of Oldstones were 28. I think that is right. It could also be wrong. So when you use the little ones, you need to use needle stoppers, stitch stoppers. Otherwise your stitches when you do the heel flap and things will fall off. So yeah, this is a Paintbox yarns, I think. Yes, yeah. These ones, I think, how many rounds have I done? 10, 20, 30, 50 rounds, so I might do them for my mum. She'd like them, I think. Yeah, Paintbox yarns sock, colour SF15, which is in the Fairisle range, and it's Meadow Walk. Even if you can't see the tags, I will link them down below. I think I linked everything from last week, but I also, now I think about it, have a feeling I may have left a couple of things out. I do my best. I really do. So I'm on to I've done that, so I just need to pick up the stitches now for the gusset. And I'm not sure. I don't think I need to cut my yarn for that. I think I can just keep on with the pink and that'll be fine. I think I can just carry on with the pink. Oh, my nose is starting to itch. I didn't take a hay fever tablet this morning. I don't normally have to take a hay fever tablet, but the hay fever's really been getting me. The other morning I couldn't stop blowing my nose. It was awful. Okay. Oh yeah, so on the sock number, I've done sock number 1. There'll be so many ends with this one. Oh no, actually there might not be that many. Oh no, hold on, there's not that many, is there? Because I carried the yarn, that's it, yeah. Yeah, not too bad, is it? Oh yeah, because I just put the blue on there. I didn't get rid of the blue then, did I? Until after I'd done the, yeah. Yeah, no, not that many ends. Oh, I forgot for a second. I really thought there was going to be loads of ends, but no. Okay, so sock number 1 done. Sock number 2, I am on the heel flap. Take that out, try and organise all this yarn. Heel flap, I'm about 2/3 of the way through the heel flap. So hopefully these socks will be done for next week because I'm a bit sick of them. I want them just off my needles. I want them gone. I'm over it. Turns out I'm not much of a fan of doing too many things I have to think about. When I do, yeah, there's a jog. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Yes, the side without the jog looks better. And I know there's helical knitting and any other like tricks you want to do to stop the jog. I'm not going to. I don't mind. Oh yeah. Another pair of socks I want to get off my needles because again I'm sick of it, but I say that, but now I'm also thinking about some sort of like, not colour work as such, maybe it is colour work, but it doesn't, colour work, when I think about it, I always feel like it should be something, but I guess it doesn't have to be, just like using 2 colours in the same round, probably that counts as colour work I suppose, but yeah. Sock number 1 done. They do look good though. These are for my mum. I think she'll really like that because these are like winter ones for her, and she likes to wear them with her boots, so the top bit will stick out the top. So I have done some more from last week. A cuff, as I completed last week. I've done the 20 rounds here. I've done the 10 rounds of the texture, and I've got to do 2 more rounds of the purple here to match up with this one. So this is a very simple pattern if you wanted to do it yourself. You just, with your first colour, knit 2, with your contrast, purl 2, do that all the way around on all 4 needles. On the second round you will knit all the stitches with your colour 1. Round 3 you will purl 2 with your contrast colour, knit 2 with your main colour all the way around, and then you'll knit the next round in the main colour, and you just repeat that for as many rounds as you want to do to give yourself this like texture. This is in my Zinnia sock set, which is in my shop and is included in my sale. As you watch this on Tuesday, the sale will be live. I've rescheduled it, it's ready to go, so it'll be, as of Tuesday morning, 30% off basically all of the things. Oh yeah, a new pair of socks, because 2 pairs cast off means 2 pairs cast on. So these are scrappy ones. No. Addy premium. Yeah. So I did a longer cuff, and I'm not sure. we'll see once the sock is done. So I did a longer cuff. I did 30 rounds. Oh, for goodness sake, get out of my way. So it's very hot here, so there we go. 30 rounds, and I don't know if it was worth it. 30 rounds just feels so much more laborious than 20 rounds. But maybe we'll see once it's done. Maybe it's just because it's only got a little bit of the leg done. These are for my sister. These are both in, yeah, right, Yarnsmiths Merino sock in the 4-ply. This is the grey colour. I'll link these down, but I don't remember what the shade names are, and I believe I did chuck away the tags. And in this teal, that's not true to colour at all. Oh, that's a bit better. A tealy blue. So these were left over from the socks I knit earlier in the year. Oh no, these ones I knit last year, the grey. Yarnsmiths Merino sock is a lovely yarn. It's very budget friendly as well. It's extremely soft, and they normally always have some form of like bulk buy-in deal. It used to be when I got it, when I bought my skeins earlier in the year and last year, it was 2 skeins for £10 on the solids, and 2 skeins for £12 with the patterned ones. That is different now. There is still a bulk buy-in deal, so if you buy, I think, 3 skeins, it will be a certain percentage off, 5 skeins another percentage off, up until like increasing like that. From it's Wool Warehouse's house yarn, and it's good. I think it's a good yarn. It's not a workhorse yarn. It will wear through. It's a soft merino. So if they're for someone who's going to put them like through it, probably not the yarn to go for. Okay. Oh, get tangled up. Oh yeah, I thought something in here. No, there is something in here. Second new cast on. Again, Addy Premium. Proud of myself, I remembered. This is my own hand-dyed yarn. It's a non-repeatable one. It was in my shop for ages and ages. One of the first ones I dyed, and it didn't sell. So I took it for myself. Did 20 rounds, 2x2 rib, and this is gonna be another scrappy one. But because all of the new socks cast on, there's 3 more pairs. There'll be 3 more pairs of scrappy socks cast on, I think, or 2 more pairs, because I decided in June all the colours I'd picked to cast on in June were going to be scrappy ones from my big bowl of scraps. My big bowl of scraps now also become my big sideboard of scraps, because there are too many scraps for the scrap bowl. Oh well. So this one will be, that's my own yarn. Got this amount left. This is a West Yorkshire Spinners. I think it's one of the Zandra Rhodes colours that they did. I could be mistaken, but I don't think I am. But I also do strongly think it is discontinued, so I don't think you can get any more of it. But if you can, I will link it down below. And then this colour, which is actually a lovely red, like a lovely top, wouldn't it? No, quite. I think red does suit me. The only colour I don't think really suits me are ones that make me look a bit jaundiced. Like I was looking at wearing white, and white, because of my skin tone, brings out my tan that I get. I know, tan, what a joke, but I do get more brown in the summer, but it doesn't look like a tan. Tan makes me look like I've got jaundice, really, is what I'm getting at. So white and yellow are the two colours I probably wouldn't gravitate towards, but I think this one, oh, we're going on another tangent. That isn't relevant to what I'm saying, although back to my tangent, a jumper or something in this would be lovely. This is, what is this? This is Drops Fable. Drops Fable, because I think my Drops Fable is right behind me here. Ah, yeah, this is it. Well done, me. Yeah, Drops Fable, colour 113. It's a lovely little, it's a lovely sock yarn. Oh, let's not put that back now and cause absolute mayhem. This I have left over from, I think I've used this in a couple of socks. I use this, I knit my sister a pair, my younger sister. I can say it because she's not going to watch it. She's not knit worthy. So I knit her a pair, which I do regret because they were so pretty. I wanted them so badly. But I gave them to her. She doesn't even wear them. However, they were in West Yorkshire Spinners Silent Night, the Christmas colourway. You probably will have definitely seen it on, because it's a very popular colour. So this yarn's all tangled, I'm just trying to untangle it, it's knotted at the end. And this, as the contrast, they were beautiful, like the Silent Night sparkles. I would have loved to wear them. And I also knit a pair of scrappy socks for my mum in this yarn. Yeah, I did. So this it'll be the third pair of socks it's in. Look at me thinking I'm going to be quick today. What is wrong with me? Why do I ever think this is going to be a quick podcast? 32 minutes in, I've still got several projects to show you. Okay. Another pair which hopefully will be off the needles next week. These are very close to being off the needles, so I'll show you on this sock because it's got all the colours. So this is a Merino cashmere nylon by Little Big Craft in the shade Raspberry. This one is a BFL, so what does BFL stand for? Blue Face Leicester? Black Face Leicester? Blue? Well, I can't remember if it's blue or black. How many times have I said this? How many times have I read that? Blue Face Leicester. I'm sure it's Blue Faced Leicester nylon. By the Woolyback. They're both hand dyers in the UK. I believe Little Big Craft are based in Scotland and the Woolyback, I think, are in Wales. Then this is my own colour. I don't remember what this colour is because it was a birthday gift the year before last, I think. This was the year before last. So probably 23 I got this. I don't remember what the shade name is. And this is my own colour. This is Lavender Lemonade, which is in stock and will be in the sale, 30% off. I've got a few of them as well, so if you want to do a bigger project, there's about 5 or 6 skeins. And oh, this is my own as well from my Christmas, one of my Christmas sock sets. I can't remember which one though. one of my Christmas sock sets. It'll be quite obvious which one because it's such a bright pink, and I just repeat them down. So 2x2 rib, so 64 stitches, 2x2 rib, Knit Pro Zing. Again, like I said before, the Knit Pro Zing are good. They feel good on the hand. They're not like, for some metals can be hard and cold, but there's something, it's like bounce to these ones, so I would recommend. And if you're like me and sometimes just dump your needles in places without any of their identification, and then it comes time to find needles for a project and you have to try and then find your needle gauge because you're not sure what size all your needles are, then these ones are good because you just need to check online what colour the size you're looking for are and look for all the ones in that colour. So all the 2.5mm are red, and I think there's pink ones and blue ones. I've got some blue ones, but they're circulars. So I think they're like 5mm, but that's not relevant. Let's not get on. So I've just got to finish doing the yellow and then the toes, so this should be done this week. I intend this to be done this week. I'm actually going to try, I'm going to do a thing, pardon me, I'm going to try and do a thing where I do like a finish it Friday, where anything that's like almost at the end that just needs a little bit of work doing to it, I'll concentrate on Friday to get them off the needles, because sometimes I just feel like these works just will linger. Like, I'm getting a bit sick of talking about it and you're probably getting sick of hearing about it. So they will be off the needles next week. Yeah, no, probably, I guarantee it. Last pair of socks, thank goodness. Oh yeah, oh these sorry, was that loud? I apologise to any headphone users, that was, startled myself. These ones, and I think, yeah, I'm past the gusset decreases on this second sock. So, oh god, that yarn is tangled. Hold on. There we go. Through the gusset decreases on this one. So I do intend these ones to also be off the needles next week. Because, oh actually I need to finish, it's the 30th, isn't it? I've only done four socks this month, so I have to actually pick a pair, maybe the scrappy ones I just showed you, to get off the needles, because I need to have 5 pairs done this month, which I won't have done, and that will be the first time I won't have done. So yeah, these ones, I'm going to put them aside right now. I'll finish those today because they need to be done. That was just a really loud noise, I don't know if you heard it, I'm not sure what it was. But right now it's none of my business, I'm going to carry on with what I'm doing. Yeah, these are the Knit Pro Symphony I said about, they're wooden ones. Unfortunately did meet, those of their sisters did meet terrible fates due to me sitting on them and snapping them into kindling. They are lovely. 2.5mm as all the needles, 2.5mm that I use for this. 2x2 rib, there'll be a lot of 2x2 ribs at the moment. You might see some more 30 rounds of 2x2 rib, despite what I've just gone on about with the one being 30 rounds. Not sure if I like it. What else do we need to say about these? The heel is in, no it's not, Paintbox yarns, vanilla cream, discontinued. The yarn itself is a Stylecraft head over heels All Star. I might even remember the name. Saltaire. Let me check. Let me check. Do I remember something? Head Over Heels, Stylecraft, All Stars. I said that in totally different order, but they're the same words, so it counts. Saltaire. Huh. I mean, almost a professional. Look at me. So proud of myself. Shade 3917. And yes, these ones will also be off the needles because I want to just move some of these off the needles. I've still got yarn sitting in my little tub up on the top from June that haven't been cast on yet. So if I try to get them cast on at least in the first couple of days of July, then I can have everything like ready for my July socks. Just put all of these back in the order they were in there. There we go. Okay, so that's all my socks. I'm getting quite hot. I'm gonna have to take my cardigan off. I apologise for my arms. Taking things around. There we go. Okay. Probably too much information to tell you guys, but I can literally feel sweat running down my back. It's hot. It's hot here. So I'll get the iPad out for this one. So this is if you've seen like last week and the week before, you will know because I've shown it previously, but this is a Paintbox Yarns pattern. It's a Paintbox Yarns pattern from Lovecrafts, the Chilled Out Vest, and it's supposed to be really comfy for this warm weather, and hopefully I'll get it done quite soon. So this uses a DK yarn, DK cotton yarn. It calls for like a Paintbox yarn. Paintbox cotton mix. I don't know what the mix is though with it. Is it wool or is it synthetic? I never checked. I did check. That's not true. I did check because I did check all my yardage and things against the actual yarn, but I've completely forgotten, so I might as well have not checked. It's just like went into my brain and then was gone. So however, and you have to use, I can give you all the information because free pattern. Oh, that's what I didn't link. I didn't link the pattern in the previous episode. Okay, link the pattern. I guess we'll know next week if I remember to link the pattern. So you need to use the 3.5mm knitting needles to do the ribbon and then 4mm ones to do the rest. So let me pop this down. I am using Drops Cotton Light, which is a 50% cotton, 50% polyester yarn. This is in colour 24, which I don't remember the name of it. I'm thinking something like plum, or it's a purple. It's purple. I can't remember the name. I don't know what I'm even talking about. That was just nonsense. So it's this lovely yarn. I've actually made quite a bit of progress on this. I say quite a bit. I've made progress. So last week I was up to there on the stitch marker. I did that much, and I've done that much since. So now I'm just at, I've done the ribbon, I've done the casting off for the, it says armholes, but the armhole is like the whole side. So it says for the armhole, but it's basically all an armhole. And now I just have to knit in pattern, which is knit one, purl one, and then do the opposite on the next round, so it creates a lovely textured moss stitch. I have to do that, I think, for about 15¼ inches, so I've got quite a way to go, but I'm hoping to get it done at least 2/3, 3/4 of the way through by next week, because I would like to be able to wear this summer before summer's over. So yeah, we'll crack on and get that done. I'm knitting it in the 3rd size. Check. Yes. You're making size 3! Exclamation mark. You see, past me was very much aware that future me would not remember. Future me would look at the pattern and think, which size are we doing? Let's start counting stitches every time. So, well done, past me. So, I'm doing the 3rd size, which is to fit a chest of 40 to 42 inches. And the finished measurements will be 42.5 inches, which is going to be negative ease on me quite considerably. My the widest part of my bust is 46 to like 48, 49 inches, depending on like where I'm in my cycle and what bra I'm wearing. So I should technically be doing the 5th size, but it is an open-sided top, so even if it's, you know, there's no, the sides aren't seamed, so you have a good bit of like wiggle room, I feel. But I also didn't have enough yarn to do the 5th size, because the 5th size calls for, see, they're 100 grams and the 5th size calls for like at least 8 grams of yarn. But my meter, 8 grams. Wow, imagine if we can knit a whole top with 8 grams of yarn. What am I saying? 8 balls of yarn, because these are 50 grams, but these are thicker. These are thicker than the Paintbox yarns. So my top should come out slightly bigger, but I will use more yarn. So I've got 7 balls. I'm hoping that's enough, because I really don't intend to buy any more yarn to finish the project. But obviously if I have to, I have to. And if it doesn't fit me, it doesn't fit me. I'll give it to someone it does. I'll give it to like my younger sister, my mum. Well, my younger sister probably might wear it. I don't know, we'll see. I'll give it to someone. So I did say her question after my last episode about the cotton, what is it called? I bet you just said it, but the Drops Cotton Light. Okay, this is a very, very reasonably priced yarn. I think it's about, like, in the UK, it's about £1.50 or so, £1.50, £1.60 for 50 grams. It's soft. It feels softer in the skein, cake, hank, ball. None of these words actually describe what these are. I hate it. Why have we as a community not come up with a new word for yarn when it's like this? Because this is not a ball of yarn. This is a ball of yarn. It's not a cake of yarn. This is a cake of yarn. These two are not the same. It's not a hank of yarn or a skein of yarn. With this and this are not the same. So why can't we come up with a name for this? Because it's not a ball, despite what everyone says. That's better. Anyway, it feels softer when it's like this than it does when you're using it. When you're using it, there is a slight ropey feel to it. It does feel a little bit like you're knitting with like cord or like kind of twines slightly, and there is a dryness to it that comes maybe from the cotton. It's not terribly dry, but it does feel slightly dry. Also, it's quite splitty. It's not really tightly wound. Like you can see, it does come apart quite easily. Like that, it comes apart quite easily. So you do get some splitting with split stitches. It does, the fabric it creates though is nice. It's not rough, it doesn't feel dry when it's knit up. It feels like quite a soft cotton. Maybe that's also polyester? Maybe it's the polyester adds like a more of a softness to it. There isn't much of it's cotton and polyester. I just said polyester, cotton and polyester. There's no bounce, so it can be a little bit hard on your hands when you're used to knitting with like wools and things, because I knit so many socks, and there's always like a slight bounce, isn't there, to the yarn. But overall, I would recommend it if you want a very reasonably priced garment. It is suitable for knitting as a garment. There are a lot of cotton yarns that for me are not suitable for knitting in a garment. Like for instance, the Sugar and Cream, the Lily Sugar and Cream, that's not suitable for a garment in my opinion. Obviously if you think it is and you love your like more rustic yarn for clothes, you know, you do you, but this is not garment cotton yarn for me. This one would be good for a garment. It is a soft yarn. This one is softer, quite considerably softer than the drops. This is the Yarn and Colours Epic. It isn't like a worsted or like Aran weight. What do they call it? Do they even say? They call it a 4, so that would be like Aran weight yarn. But yeah, I would say it's a good yarn. It's above average for a cotton wearable yarn, I would say. It's nothing, obviously price comes into it an awful lot because they're right at the back, aren't they? I've got like some beautiful, I won't get it out because it's right at the back of this cubby. You can see. No, it's right at the back, I won't get it. I've got this beautiful Pima cotton yarn with this lovely, like, it's 100% Pima cotton, but it looks like it looks like it would have silk in it because it's so shiny. Yeah, I would recommend it. I think it's, if you want something that's not going to cost a bomb and will hold up well to washing and things, and isn't terribly hard to use. You'd be aware of like the yarn splitting. It's got a nice, like, it's cotton, so it doesn't drape in the same way as like a wool would, and it is a DK, so it's a bit thicker. But I think it's come up with a nice fabric. I'll be happy to wear it if it fits me. For this one, for the 3.5mm, I use the Knit Pro Cubics. Love them. The feeling of these, sensory wise, the feeling of them being like the cubic, it was wonderful. I love them. If I didn't have already so many needles, and they don't always do the cubics on all the sizes, which is very, because also like it's the cable size as well, isn't it? But lovely, definitely would be getting some of those. And what I'm using at the moment for the 4mm ones are the Knit Pro Basics Beach, and they're very good. There's no like no catching at the join. They were very inexpensive as well. I think they were only about like £3.60 for these ones. I have ordered another pair of needles for another top I'll talk about in a minute. but they're not here yet. So what else? I was knitting on that. I did my socks. I think I only worked on them. Let me go and grab the bag because I've left it hanging up here. But you guys just talk amongst yourself for a second. I'm just going to be one moment. Okay, I'm back. Baby, stop it now. Dita. So I just will get her back between my feet, because if she's laying between my feet and I'm not holding her in my feet, she'll just go back to sleep. Okay, so this is the self-drafted crochet cardigan I'm working on, and this is the yarn Collective Portland Lace Merino Wool in the colour Peruvian Skies, which is 203. I will look and see if this yarn is available somewhere. I bought this on Lovecrafts at least 2 years ago, and I think it was discontinued then, so I don't know if you can get it or if it was just discontinued in their shop, like they're not selling it anymore but it's still made. I don't know. I will have a look. But again, I don't even know if I'd even recommend it so much, because at the moment it bleeds so much onto my hands. And I got it on sale, yes. It was a very good discount. I think it was a... Ow! Oh, she really kicked me. It was... This is 100% Peruvian wool. I think it was about £18, 100 grams. It's a lace weight, so it's 860 metres. If you get a lot of... You get a lot in it. So it was about £18 for a skein. And I think I got them for about £9 or £10 each. However, every time I use this yarn, it looks like I've been digging in a fireplace. This black and grey just rubs off. I don't even know if it will do it now. I think it's like, yeah, my hands are black when I finish it. I always have to go and scrub my hands after using it because it just rubs off so much. I mean, it's good that it needs to be hand washed, because if I put this in with other knits to be washed in the machine, I think it would I think it would really put my colour catchers to the test. So I know I said last week I'm going to get the back of this done by the end of June. What was I thinking? There was like less than a week left of June, and I was like, I can do more than half of the back in 1 week on a 2.5mm crochet hook with a lace weight yarn. Honestly, sometimes I think to myself afterwards, what were you even saying? Like, words have meaning, and you obviously were not going to crochet like about almost 15 inches in 1 week. That was just nonsense. So 2.5mm crochet hook, and I did quite a lot, considering I did that much this week. This is my little stitch marker that were available in my shop. This was one of the broken ones. They do have a tail, but this one was broken in transit. And these are my little... I love these stitch markers. They just fill my little gothic heart with so much joy. I haven't got them all with me, but I'm talking about them because they will be going back into my shop towards the end of summer, like Halloween time. They'll be available in my shop again. But yeah, the pack of them is like a skeletal bat, there's a flamingo, a dog, and the cat, I think. I think it's just those ones. But yeah, so the back is close to being complete. I've done about, I want to do 25 inches for the back. So, oh gosh, I'm losing this. I mean, it doesn't really matter so much with crochet because it's literally you only have one live stitch at a time. But either way, let's try and not undo all the work I've done. Let's try. Why won't you undo? There we go. There we go. Put a stitch up. There we go. Okay, so I wanted to do about 25 inches. Oh, actually I've done quite, maybe I don't want to do 25 inches. Maybe 25 inches will be too much for the back. Sure. What do you think? Do you think I should continue to do, because this is about 15 inches, so 10 more inches will be quite a lot. It would be a nice roomy cardigan though, wouldn't it, if it was quite wide? I might have to sit down and think about that actually. I'll do a bit more. I'll take some more measurements. So it'll be quite a long cardigan, and then I'll just finish the back. If I wanted it to be a little bit more snug, I could just do another like 5 inches and call it a day, because it is also a superwash wool, which means it will grow quite a bit, won't it, once I do it, once I block it. Or maybe I should just do 20 inches, because that will give me about a nice buffer of about like 5 inches to grow. And then I'll just pick up the stitches along here and do the front panel, and I'll do the same thing there and do the front panel. I think I'm going to pick up fewer stitches and have like V-neck, so I'll increase down. I think I'm going to have tons of this yarn left though, because it's lace weight, so it's 60 meters for 100 grams, and I've got, I've only just started this cake, and I've got, what, 4 more cakes. I've got 5 cakes at the moment, so I might have quite a bit of that left, but we shall see. Once I am done with this, I will do like a blog post about what I've done and like the reasons I made different decisions. So if you wanted to try and like work something out yourself, you can do. Okay, so that's everything I have been working on this week. I haven't done any more work on my granny cardigan or the blanket. I've just been concentrating on those things because I want to get some things off my hooks and needles. Put my hook back in my bag, otherwise I'm going to be furious later trying to find that, wondering where I've put it. Have a sip of water, excuse me. Okay, that's everything I've been working on. Oh no, don't let go of her. She will start, as soon as I move my foot, she's starting to move around. So I'll quickly go through what I've been listening to, and then I'll get into what, like, the yarns I picked for July to be my, to knit, and the new yarn that's coming to the shop, and anything else like that. I'll do this first before I forget. So I finished City of Ruin. Can we just get bigger, please? Is that possible? No. Okay, yeah. No. City of Ruin by Charissa Weeks, which is a witch walker novel. That's what the series is, about a witch, Raina Bloodgood, who was born without the ability to speak. In this world, witches, there are a lot of witches. Most people are some form of like magical witch. And her sister was, every year, witches are chosen from the villages by the witch collector to be taken to the king, and they're never seen from again or heard from again. And her sister had been taken about 10 years previously, and Raina has decided in book 1 that she is going to be the one chosen this time, so that she can take her revenge on the witch collector and try and rescue her sister. But things happen and her village is attacked and she has to flee. She flees with the witch collector and they become sort of unwilling allies, and then the story kind of goes on from there. So this is book 2, City of Ruin, and you will remember, not last week but the week before, I'd said how I wasn't enjoying book 2. The book 1 was great, 5 stars, no notes. Book 2, there was too much bedroom antics, let's say, and they seemed like there was no point to them, and it was just on and on and on, and I did skip some. It was kind of to the point midway through the beginning part of the book where I'd considered not reading anymore. I was listening anymore. But I stuck with it and I didn't regret it, because book 2, once they got back into the story, so good. Really recommend. Raina and Alexis are great main characters. He is very much a green flag male main character. I wouldn't even say he's morally grey. For her, he's more of like a golden retriever type male main character, but for everyone else, not so much. He's more of like a Doberman main character. But I quite like that trope of the guy who's soft just for her, you know? So book 2 ended on a cliffhanger, and I thought, that's fine, because book 3's out. But book 3 is out, but it's not the continuation of the story. Book 3, where did I get it? Yeah. Book 3 is The Wolf and the Witch, and it doesn't follow Raina and Alexis. It follows Raina's sister and another character. I won't say anything about who else it follows because I don't want to give anything away, any spoilers from the previous book. But it follows Raina's sister Nephili and another male character that had been in the previous books, which, I mean, I'm enjoying it, it's fine, but I am very disappointed that we're not just carrying on with the main storyline we've been going along. I mean, I was wrong, I admit it, I was wrong about the beginning of book 2 and everything that happened, even all the adult shenanigans were there for a reason. Once I finished the book, I was like, oh, I get it now, why we spent so long building that like extra connection between them. It made sense once I finished the book, why we spent so long doing that. It wasn't pointless. So I'm going to keep listening to it, because I am going to trust the process. However, it's very disappointed that we're not just carrying on with Raina's story. But I would recommend them. They are, if you like fantasy and romantasy, and apart from that bit in book 2 that's about like 6 chapters, the romantasy generally just carries on with the story, so it's not like you tend to be taken out of the story all the time for them to sort of, you know, do what they do. So that's what I've been listening to. I haven't been reading anything else. We're still watching Yellowstone. I've already seen these seasons, but there are things that, like little things that I don't remember happening because I forget a lot of things anyway. And we're still watching Virgin River on season 2. Nothing really to say about that. It was good the first time I watched it. It's still good. We watched 28 Days Later last weekend. I don't know if I mentioned that. We watched 28 Days Later last weekend. Well, no, last weekend was yesterday. The weekend before last, we watched 28 Days Later, directed by Danny Boyle, I think, with Cillian Murphy. It was fine. It wasn't as good as I remembered. It was very haphazard, and odd camera and directing choices, I'll say. Then we watched 28 Weeks Later on Saturday, this last Saturday, with Robert Carlyle and Jeremy Renner and Rose Byrne, I think that's her name, Byrne, which was much more enjoyable than the first film. Very good. And because we'd intended, because next weekend is my birthday, so we'd intended to go and see sorry, my voice got weird. We'd intended to go and see 28 Years Later on my birthday, but our local cinema is not showing it anymore at that point, because we've only got a very small cinema which has 2 screens. So they don't show a lot. So instead we're going to watch Jurassic World. Is it a World one or a Park? I think they're still World ones, aren't they? Jurassic World. So we're going to go. We've booked tickets to go and see that. And that's all of. Yeah, that's everything we've been watching, I think, really. Yeah, nothing else. So I'm going to talk quickly about what I intend to be casting on very soon, because like I've said, I've got all this yarn which I'm pointing every time, but it's always out of shot, so you don't even know. But this I will be knitting with. I'm going to do it in the black Drops Cotton Light, this loose knit top by Crochet with Carrie. It's the Easy Summer Sweater by Crochet with Carrie. I've made a couple of her patterns before. I just wanted something easy that I could knit up quite quickly, because it's a DK yarn, the Drops Cotton Light, but this is knit on a 10mm needle, so it creates a very open jumper. So that's then the needles I ordered. I have got some 10mm needles, but if I can get them, dropping so many things, they're just straights, and I just feel with the number of stitches I'm going to have to, I can talk about it as well because it is a free pattern on her blog. So to fit the bust 44 to 46 inches, I would need 7 balls, and that's all the Drops cotton I have. So I'm gonna have to hope that they have factored in a little bit of extra yarn, but I'm gonna be casting that on quite soon because I would really like to get some more of this yarn out of my stash. And was there nothing else on here? No. So I will then go through quite quickly, because we're at almost an hour and 15 minutes. So let me just quickly go through some of the yarn for next month. Okay, I've caked up 2 balls of this Drops Fable. I can never remember which one's which. This is because it doesn't give the names on it. I'll put it down below. It's either Confetti Cake. Oh no, I think Confetti Cake is that one. I don't remember. They're these two lovely. They're the same one. They're this lovely Drops Fable, that range. That I'm going to do some socks for myself, I think. Some shorties, I'm thinking. I'm using this purpley colour as the contrast. I've got an extra little nugget, which I think I might just put straight up into my crochet blanket, because there was a knot in I think this cake, which I don't actually appreciate. It annoys me a lot when there are knots in my yarn. If there are knots in yarn from a factory made yarn, where, because like for a hand dye it's very hard to go through. If I find one of my hand dyed skeins has a knot in it, I will keep it myself and use it to make samples with. I wouldn't put it in my shop knowing it has knots in it. However, they must know it has knots in it because they mostly spin their own yarns. So it's a bit of a cheek. The ones with knots in should be sold as an outlet yarn. It's not good enough, in my opinion. Don't like that. So that's, I always pick, if you don't know, if it's your first episode, I always pick 5 yarns I'll try and cast on in the subsequent month. So this is my own hand dyed, which actually is not a very neat cake, is it? Better. This is in my own yarn, Big Bear Yarns, and this is Wildflower on the Merino nylon sock. I'm going to knit myself some shorties with this. This is what it looks like in the skein. It is an all over speckled. Purples and greens and blues and pinks. So I want it to look like that feeling when you just look out at a wild... Sorry about that, my cat. I've got a cabinet just here which is painted in a chalk paint, so when her little claws scratch it is like nails on a chalkboard. She's lucky, she's cute. She does that at least 50 times a day now. That's her new favourite spot to sleep in. So this one, back to what I was saying, this one is meant to be when you just like are looking out and you see a wildflower meadow and it's just that kind of like swathes of colour. Then the other one I'll be doing is a hand-dyed yarn I got last year for my birthday. Actually kept the information as well. This is from, let me see, Twin Knits, which is, have they got a name on it? Oh, it doesn't actually have a name on it. That's a bit annoying. I don't know what this yarn is called because they don't write a name on it. But it's a lovely yarn. It's a soft pink and blue speckle. I think it's got some neat like pops of yellow as well in there. And these will make some lovely socks. These are going to be for me as well. It feels like all the socks currently for this month, but it is my birthday month, so why shouldn't all the socks be for me? Yeah, this one I'll be shorties for me. What is this yarn doing here? Where did this come from? I know it's meant to be on one of my bags. I will have to check that afterwards. And loads of yarn just fell over. And then this is another one of my colours. This is Pink Pony Club, which is pink and peach and purple speckles and variegated, and it is one of the colours. I dyed it up and it was just so much better than I had even envisioned, because I sat and thought about this one for weeks before I dyed it, because I wanted it to be just right. I wanted it to be like the swathe, like the big areas of the pink and peach, and then the speckles like just popping and hitting but also blending, and I achieved it. I'm happy to say. And I have that, this is on my sale. It will be, as you watch this, it will be on sale in my shop on several bases. Let me grab them. And this will show the difference on how yarn can look different on the different bases. This is all Pink Pony Club. So it is on the Superwash Merino nylon sock, so the same as the one I'm knitting with. And then it's also on Merino DK sock, which is the same percentage as the normal sock, as the 4-ply sock on DK sock. And it'll be on Zebra. Zebra is a newer one to my shop. It is 306, because the DK is 225 meters. The Merino sock is 400 meters, and this is another 4-ply, which is 365 meters, so it is a thicker yarn. And it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, but it's with the black zebra in there. And then it's also on my 4-ply silk sock, so it's 60% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 20% silk. And this one, the yarn has hit in a different way than the others, where the purple, it feels much more purple than the other colours, than the other yarns. But it has got this, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but the silk really does show. It's got that real like shiny silky look to it. And then the other yarn, the other socks I'll be knitting are scrappy socks, very scrappy socks. Let me see if I can pick these up and show them to you properly, but I don't think I will be able to. I'm going to be using this one. This is my, oh, it's got so much cat hair on it. My cat was sleeping on these last night because I took them out of the bowl. Bit of lavender. This is 10, the dragon from Fourth Wing, from my Fourth Wing club. Then there's this one from Molten Yarns, Mango Loco. This is the main colour from my Sea Glass sock sets. This is Book Talk Girls, which I haven't re-dyed since I dyed and sold all of the ones I did, but it might come back, we'll see. Then this is Rainy Days, which I do actually have in stock, but I only have it on, I think, the Merino mohair, the Merino Kid mohair 4-ply. Rainy Days. Oh, see, my hands aren't big enough. If I had bigger hands I could hold more. Rose Tea. This is Winter Sunset. This is a Pickle and Twist hand-dyed Christmas yarn. I think something like something about Santa Claus, I can't remember. And then this is, oh, more lavender on it. This is my own colour again. This is Odin, discontinued one. So these will be truly scrappy. I intend to do the cuff, the heel and the toe in Tern, and then do 5 rounds of all the other colours back on and on and on. I think they'll be for my mum because she'll quite like them. My sister doesn't really like such crazy socks, but my mum quite likes fun socks. Oh, almost an hour and a half. Dita, don't do that, baby. Don't do it. So that is pretty much everything, I think. I can't think of anything else I was meant to talk about. Oh, no, it's not everything. It's not everything. There was something more I was meant to talk about, and I will try to be quick. So I showed you last week the new colours that will be coming to the shop, and I will now show you them each week just before I add that colour. So the first colour that will be added to my shop this week is the first one from the new collection, and it is Witchy Weird Girl, which is purple. It's like royal, like purple and red, and it's like oxblood red and brown, like a cool purple toned brown, not an orange toned brown. It's a purpley toned brown and black, and it's just witchy weird girl perfection. It is perfect. I don't even know if this is showing it up as it should be, because it's just not, the lighting is not the best for it, but I will be photographing this so you can see it properly. And I'll put it, it'll be on my Instagram. So this will be in the shop this coming week. Let me just grab my notes, because I did take a note of all the bases it will be in. Let me grab that. Where did it? Ah, there it is. Okay, so these are the bases you'll be able to, it will only be it will only be available by pre-order, but I will dye them as soon as possible when they come in. So I will try. I can't guarantee that they will be dispatched immediately, but generally I will be dyeing them as soon as I can. Sorry, there was just a wood pigeon being weird in the garden. On track. So it'll be on the normal 4-ply sock and the DK sock. I'll have it on an Aran weight, a chunky, a boucle lace yarn, Suri, 25-gram Suri, a silver sparkle 4-ply sock, and a silver sparkle DK sock. That's the bases it will be in. And you can expect them to be dispatched within 5 weeks or so. Earlier, if I have that particular yarn base in stock, if I don't have it in stock, I'll have to order the base in, so that will take a bit longer. And each week I will add one of the new colours from the collection to the shop. And that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, if you would consider liking it, that would be good. Comments also really help with the algorithm. If you're not subscribed, if you consider subscribing, if my overly long waffling doesn't drive you crazy. And I will see you next week. Bye.